what's going on.
And now, welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars, the Oliva Cigar family, and the J.C. Newman Cigar Company. Coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios. And we are here. Welcome back.
Once again.
Yeah. We are here again. And that's the good thing about being back.
Good thing about being alive.
That's true.
Welcome back, audience.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. It's another
We
Tuesday.
don't have stiffs, man. We got good audience.
We don't have stiffs. Well, I hope we don't have stiffs, because if they were, they couldn't watch.
Well, you could vote.
But they could vote. They can vote.
They can vote.
They can vote. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about tonight's show.
I am too.
Hell yeah.
We've got Michael Cappellini, who is feverishly trying to get on. And as with anything, technical difficulties do happen. So, give us a chance.
Hopefully he'll get on
real
soon.
We'll figure out a way to make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what, Bob?
I'm working on it.
Guess what this month is?
This month? It's October still.
Folks, Bob knows that it's still October. That should give everyone confidence
hope
that Bob is still with us and he's in full mind and spirit.
He's still cognitive to the area.
We haven't lost him to senility yet.
It's one of the first things they ask you when you're in an institution. Do you know what year it is? Do you know what month it is?
You know who the
president is? Well, we don't really have one right now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know, Bob, that this was part of an institutional question that we were asking.
We are an institution.
Wow, folks, that's a tough one. No, It's Italian Heritage Month.
Of course it is.
It's Christopher Columbus Day, Cristoforo Colombo. Listen, people call it Indigenous People Day.
No,
Bob doesn't.
No.
He doesn't allow that to happen. No. He will not allow an Indigenous people.
They're not going to change this on us. They're changing the name of bridges, cities, ball teams. I mean, they're not changing this one.
But, we're going to be smoking Kentucky fried chicken.
Fried.
You know what? I was thinking Kentucky Fried Chicken, and I was like, Kentucky Fired. It's too close. Kentucky Fired. Kyle's holding up. Basically, that's the Toscano Bible.
That's a beautiful book.
It really is. I mean, folks, if you get a chance to pick this up, it is a coffee table book for anyone, even if you're not a cigar smoker. The images in there disappear like Kyle.
Kyle, show us how it turns into a coffee table
on its own.
Oh yeah, so you just go like this, and boom, it's right there. It's your coffee table.
Where can they pick that up, Frank? I don't think that's
online.
Available. Is it?
Yeah, I think it's even available on Amazon.
I think it's
an Amazon.
The 42nd Street Library has that too. By the way, get it there
at the library.
Yeah. Yep.
Who goes to the library anymore? Is what I'd like to know. Does anybody?
Old people.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
No, the photography is beautiful.
Oh yeah, the photography is absolutely
nice. It's an absolute art piece in here. I mean, it's just.
It is.
I mean, you got. Man, my background is all messing up here,
Your
but
background is really it's doing a number.
It's putting holes right through the book.
It's poking holes through the book.
When the book's so good, you smoke it, and it's got some holes in it and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's nice.
Look at how nice that is with a little. That looks to me like an aperitivo.
That looks like life to me.
It does look like life.
Booze,
but yeah, if you get a chance to find this book and get it, this is the Bible.
It's the Toscano Bible.
The Smoker's Bible.
Yeah, the history of the company that's in that book is
so rich.
It's awesome.
It really is, and
they're one of the oldest companies,
if not the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
The oldest,
still producing. Yeah. I mean, we're talking 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so that's a couple of hundred years. Bob, you probably walked those fields.
I did.
I think you walked those fields.
Well, those were originally my fields. I sold them.
You sold it to them. So you learn something new every day here on the show. You know, in Bob's prior life, he sold Toscano some fields, and then they decided at that time is when the mistake happened, or it just kind of happened. Things got wet, and all of a sudden they created this cigar. And that's how it happened. It's interesting. It's an interesting story. I can't wait for Michael to share that.
And the most interesting part about it is how many items they produce a year. Like the amount of I have the number because it's in this book. I read it and I know the number.
Kyle, that book is already 2 years old.
That book is a couple of years old.
So the numbers are even more.
Probably. Probably again. Everybody, you know, the thing about Italians is we know how to expound on things. I mean, whether it's you know, we are, I mean, let's face it, we're bricklayers. You know, we can take.
We're artists.
We're artists. You know, we know how to create. We're creative. We're a creative group.
The best cars, the best fashion. You know, I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's hard.
Italy's always been the most creative place.
It really is. I mean, fashion,
art.
Yeah, art. Yeah, you're talking about art. Some big artists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you knew Leonardo.
I do personally.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, Michelangelo came to my house for dinner one day.
You did.
I had to kick him out. Yeah, I did. I had to kick him out. I said, "Listen,
he gets.
I don't want you painting my. I don't want you painting my fucking scene."
Yeah, that's what he started. Right away.
Go, come on.
On the table, standing on the table.
You're here for dinner.
Yeah.
I don't need you to. You know, I don't need you to do that. But that's the case. I mean, anyone who's Italian out there understands. That you know, it's all. Oh, look at Orlando Perez says, so do Cubans. I agree with you.
Best sandwiches around.
The best sandwiches. That's true. The Cuban sandwich.
I love the
Cubano. The Cubano is, you know, it's the sandwich.
It is. It really is
the sandwich. But we got a bunch of folks. I like Billy. He says Italians speak with the hands.
We do.
We lost Kyle. I don't know how, but he maybe his power went down.
Kyle just took a walk.
Kyle just left the building.
Well, he might have.
It's okay. He might have. Well, maybe he's trying to help.
Yeah. So I got folks. I'm dealing with Michael here. He says I'm following every step, but it's slow as crap. I don't know. He says I'm still coming. I'm still on there. He's working it. So I just told him to reboot. So we'll see what's going on. Maybe he should ask his wife. Holly is his wife's name. Right, maybe she can help. I don't know, Michael. We'll figure it out. So,
wow. I mean, is he trying using his phone? Does he have Wi-Fi? Have him try using his phone.
How is your Wi-Fi?
Well, maybe
have him use his phone.
The internet in Italy isn't that good.
Well, I don't think he's in Italy.
Oh, he's in back in Pennsylvania, I believe.
I think he's I don't think he's. I think they have internet in Pennsylvania.
They just got it.
They just got it.
So, folks, we're just getting in here. Michael's trying to get on, so just bear with us.
All right.
Meantime, regular routine. We always talk.
Let's start the show.
Let's do what we do best.
Yeah.
Which
Fool around.
Bullshit. You're bullshitting. That's what we're doing.
No. We never bullshit, folks. You don't come here to listen to bullshit. Kyle.
This is true.
Kyle looks confused. He is, because he was kicked out of his internet. Oh, he doesn't have
Can't hear.
He doesn't have. He can't
All right,
hear.
so he's working it on his end.
Working on that. He's got to reboot. So Kyle's having issues. The Gremlins tonight. We have been taken by the Gremlins. If you know, aliens do exist.
Well, they're fooling around with the satellites right now. That's a problem. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're looking at all the everybody's talking over here. Let's see what everybody's saying.
Everybody's talking.
Let's see. Hi, gents, by Chris Eaton. Good evening, Chris Cutler. Yes. No.
We got our man from Goodfellas Cigars. Good evening, everyone. Big fellas. Ronnie's just hitting buttons that he can't see.
Hey, listen, let's start with this. I'm Bob. This is Frank.
That's right. For people who
Kyle
don't know,
isn't here right
Kyle
now.
is
Kyle
missing.
went to the bathroom.
Kyle is MIA. Michael, there
and
he
Bruce
is.
said I see him.
There we go.
Oh, ciao, bello, come va?
No, ragazzi, scusatemi.
That internet in Rome, not too good.
Worst part is I'm in Pennsylvania, and it's supposed
to.
That's not Italy, that's for sure. There you go. All right, welcome, Michael. Welcome, Michele. Come va?
How are you?
Grazie. Stanchissimo.
Oh,
I had a big yesterday, so congratulations. That's
congratulations.
What an honor. What an honor.
Yeah,
Very
I was
proud
surprised.
of
I was surprised.
Well, you know what's it's amazing.
How much did that cost you? Can I ask?
Listen, I can tell you, but I'd have to take care of business after.
But, I have to put this up. I had to make this in Michael's honor.
Oh,
I mean, look at this. It's Italian American Heritage Month.
Beautiful.
And he gets the honor of being the man of the year. Wow. All I can say is, Michael, there aren't words to describe our happiness for you.
Absolutely.
Because we know you as a person, and being honored in that way just is so just. It's è proprio una cosa che non è giusto.
Do we have the English on the bottom too?
Michael, how was it coming down with the float on the avenue?
I forgot how awesome you guys are. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Oh God. Yeah, no, but kidding aside, realistically, it really was a massive honor for me. I mean, I didn't know it was going to happen. And when they nominated me, and then I was honored to be nominated, and then I ended up getting chosen for it. I couldn't believe it. So, it's a really nice opportunity because you guys kind of said it. I love everything about being an Italian American. I love everything about our culture. And I just hope I made everybody proud the other night with my speech. I think I did. Nobody booed me. Nobody pulled me off stage. Nobody threw anything at me. So
I'm still alive. It's okay.
Nothing but big kudos from the comments. People saying his speech was incredible. And you knew he would write something that is appropriate and beautifully done. Because again, every time we speak to Michael, he's an
elegant speaker.
Exactly.
That's why he's running for office next week.
That'll be next.
Relax. Everybody relax.
You've been nominated. Bob nominated
That's
you.
It. And we know people. We'll get you in.
Ragazzi, sono tornato, però allo stesso punto lasciami stare.
No.
I'm content being the brand ambassador for Toscano.
That's right. It's a lot easier, Michael. It's a lot easier to do that. It is.
That's for sure.
So you've been there now how many years?
Since the very end of 2017 is when I finally got, I accepted the offer from Toscano, and then I started early 2018, January of 18. So it's been quite
years.
Almost 7 years already, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's been quite the adventure. You know, watching Toscano go from where it was when I first signed on to where it is today is absolutely amazing. You know, we have a great team. Toscano now has 13 brokers across the country. When I started, we were with Miami Cigar, who got us placement where we needed to get placed. And then when we went out on our own, it was 2 or 3 of us. Now we have 13.
Wow.
So,
Fabulous.
now, granted, listen, they're brokers. They're not direct employees,
Right,
but these people that we have on our team are phenomenal. You swear to God, they did work for Toscano. They're doing such a wonderful job for us, you know? So,
and that's important. And do you see that kind of trend happening? I mean, I'm sure you had a huge presence in Europe, probably Asia.
Yeah.
And now do you think that the US market is finally embracing the brand in a way? Yeah, you do, right?
I do. I still think we have a lot of work to do, but I do. I really think that the overall persona and aura around Sigaro Toscano has changed completely from when, you know, from my first day on the job. And, you know, it's a testament to a multitude of factors, in my opinion. Right. Everybody likes to say, "Oh, Cap, are you there? Did I lose you?"
No,
we're
there. We're there.
Sorry, now I have like PTSD because, you know, like, it didn't work at first. So,
you know, we put these fancy graphics up too.
I'll tell you what, it's impressive. You guys really have nice stuff. I mean, it really is like it's crazy. But back to the original conversation, it really is a multitude of things, guys. Like, you know, obviously as brand ambassador, I get credit because, I mean, who the hell doesn't love going to an event, smoking cigars and drinking alcohol, right?
Right.
And it is part of it. Like, I love telling the story of our company. I do know the product inside and out, but it's not because of me. It's because of our entire team that we have, you know, whether you're talking about my direct superior, Luciano Simeone from Rome, to our CEO, Stefano Mariotti, to, you know, our sales director here in the country, Belinda, and the 13 brokers that we have, and our marketing director, Bernardo Passi and Marco Rotto. Those 2 guys, you know, they're the beast behind the machine. So,
right.
You know, sure, I'm a part of it. And I love what I do, but I can't sit here and say it's because of me that Sigaro Toscano. Now, I hope my boss isn't watching because, you know, then he may say, "Huh, maybe we don't need him anymore." But, you know.
There goes your raise. You know, you're not going to get the white envelope. I can tell you that.
No, I don't. Not after that. Not after that horrible endorsement of everything.
At least you got the pronunciation all right. I like
that. If there's one thing that I do, it's that. So
no, and it's what I love about the company too is if you visit the website, it's truly an elegant place. I call it a place because I feel like I'm visiting Italy when I go to the website, you know, and people need to do that because it's a wealth of information outside of just cigars.
Right.
You know, you're talking about places to go and see in Italy, plus the rich history and the story of Toscano. And Michael, just give us a quick little lesson for people who really don't know the story about Toscano cigars. Boy,
it's a loaded question. That's like when they asked me to be man of the year, they're like, "Cap, you got to keep your speech under like 7 minutes." Like, yeah, okay. That's how long my speech was.
60-minute show. It's a 60-minute
show. But no, kidding aside. So yeah, I mean, Sigaro Toscano really is. It's an interesting product. It's completely unique from anything else that exists in the market, whether we're talking about flavor profile, appearance, feel, etc. So, you know, essentially what happened was we had a bunch of tobacco that we harvested from Kentucky, Tennessee seed in 1815 after hundreds of years of trying to finally get this tobacco to be pliable and get enough of a hectare to use. They got it. And a massive rainstorm came and soaked the tobacco. So they did a multitude of things trying to figure out how best to make it work, whether to throw it out, etc. And one of the tobacconists said, "Let's let it sit in the sun." They did that. It started to stink to high hell of ammonia. They didn't know what to do with this disgusting tobacco at that point. And then, you know, sure enough, one of them said, "Hey, let's light a fire underneath it in the barn I have. We'll see what happens with it. We'll hang it in this barn and maybe that'll make it pliable." And that was really the day in 1815, in September of 1815, that Kentucky seed fire cured tobacco was born for what is now Manifatture Sigaro Toscano. And, you know, the company went through multiple hands throughout its existence. We've never stopped making cigars for even 1 second. I think it was a very brief time during World War II, simplistically because we couldn't get the tobacco from different parts of Italy due to the war that was happening. But outside of that, I mean, even during World War I, they were still able to produce some cigars, etc. But, you know, it's a resilient cigar. It's a cigar that encompasses everything that it is to be an Italian, whether it be the rustic nature of it when we talk about the agricultural side, or the incredible elegance of the uniqueness of each and every Toscano that's rolled. I mean, we really have a special product. And I think that, you know, going back to the original question, I think that the American consumer is really starting to grasp and understand who we are as a company, and that these cigars, even though some of them aren't kept in the humidor, are still incredibly premium with the heroin Viso tobacco. And they're one of the, you know, the greatest smokes you'll have, especially because they're so durable and they're always available.
Well, that's the thing. It's if you left in your car, it's not gone.
Right.
Yeah. 5 days later, you can come back and still smoke it. You know?
Exactly.
100%.
You know?
I don't know how that works, though. I mean, how do you do that?
It's mystified. It really is.
You know, if I give all our secrets away, I'm screwed. I'm really not going to get that raise. So I'm not going to say exactly.
That's right. I give you the booster just for telling me.
No, well, I mean,
realistically, the reason that you could do that is because of the fire cure and the water fermentation. It's almost like when it ferments in water and then it's fire cured, it's almost like a seal of the natural oils in the tobacco kind of locks in all of them. So that's kind of what it is. Our tobacco's water, there's extra water in it from the beginning. It's very water retentive. Even from, you know, the first couple drops of water that are put into the soil that cover the seed and the tobacco really retain that water well, which is why they don't need as much humidification. And then after the fire curing, it almost like, it's not this way, but for the consumer, it's easy to think about it. Almost think about like a piece of paper and you drip wax on the paper. You pour water over that paper. It's going to be soaking wet all around, but the wax is, it's still going to be that dark white from because it's protected. That's kind of the same process, only with natural oils. Obviously, we don't use wax in our cigars.
Create its own shield, basically.
Really, it does. Yeah, a natural oil shield, if you will. So,
yeah, I'm smoking the Italian.
I'm sorry. I have a little cold. That's why you
that's because you
live in Pennsylvania. You're there in Florida, you'd be all right.
And when you have children, as a parent, you get sick more often.
Absolutely.
As you have children, and Michael is a proud dad.
Yes, I am.
So that's what happens. You do.
Angelo Luca.
We all went through that.
Luca.
Bravo.
The legend of all legends.
Yes, bringing all those germs home from school.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's really, I think it's really, honest to God, it's more just, you know, like we were saying before, I don't sleep nearly as much, you know,
right.
And I'm on the road a lot. So being on the road, then coming home, devoting every second that I have when I'm home to my son and my wife, even though she wants to kill me anyway. You know,
why does Holly want to kill you? A guy like you, come on.
Listen, you see me at my best. She sees me at my best. We'll just keep that.
Well, you just got to change the diapers a little bit more when you're home. That's all.
Yeah, but you got to get a little more sleep, man. Your immune system is down otherwise.
That's what it is. That's really what it is, you know, and that's why I keep getting these calls. And they're being on planes too. I mean, no matter how clean. Like,
right.
I'm a germaphobe.
Always get sick after the flight. Always.
I'm a germaphobe. I bring my own Clorox wipes and stuff and all that stuff, and I still it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
It's a gas mask, you know.
And then they're going to kick you off.
Yeah,
you're not going to stay on that plane.
Some weirdos on the
plane. Plus, it's hard for me to wear one now. I mean, obviously, when all that stuff happened, let's not get into the. You know, that's in the past. Thank God, that horrible thing that hit this country. But realistically, it's hard because when I'm on a plane, I enjoy my coffee. I enjoy my little, if it's a long flight of cocktails. So it's, it's just not.
Yeah. Well, you're chilling. That's right. It's your time before the action. So how often are you on the road? Let's say, you're definitely on the road a lot. I mean, I see you all over the place.
Yeah, it's been a lot this year, which again, it's a testament to the company, right? It's a testament to our growth. I mean, that's a sign that there's some real validity to the product because we have a lot of requests for events and trainings and stuff. So, the straightforward answer is lately I've been on the road almost, probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks on, a week off, 2.5 weeks on, a week off. And not even off. I don't mean, when I say off, I mean, I'm just not on,
not
on
flying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But the company is so wonderful because honestly, even when I'm home, they know I'm still working. They know everything's still going, but they also give me the opportunity to be home and regenerate and all that stuff. So I'm very blessed in that sense. There's no question. But I mean, listen, I signed up for it as national brand ambassador. That's what you're going to get. And this year,
that's the job. Yeah.
That is.
How often do you get to go to Italy?
So before COVID hit, I was going 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh, how nice.
Then after COVID, and honestly, a lot of that was for training.
Oh, right. Right. That makes sense.
They really do. Toscano did a great job with me when it comes to the training side, because right from the get-go, they flew my first event with them that I did was in Italian in Tuscany. So
they put your feet right to the fire.
Wow. Vin Italy. Now you guys know I speak fluent Italian. I have no problem speaking Italian. I was terrified. It wasn't that I was afraid to speak Italian. I didn't know the freaking terms of fire cured tobacco and what kind of at that point I did, but you know what? It was a great learning experience for me. And the Italians that were there understood that I was the American ambassador just starting, and they were so awesome. They were just great. I'll never forget that experience that they gave me. So
you don't get to go that often anymore?
Mm-hmm. So I go at least once a year now. I think that's going to start changing a little bit more because again, there's some things in the fire that I won't divulge tonight, but there's some things in the fire that we're going to be having in the upcoming years. So, if Toscano continues to keep me as their national brand ambassador, which I'm pretty sure they will. And if my wife doesn't kill me beforehand, I'm pretty sure that we'll be going to Italy more than once a year for sure.
Well, Michael, you're getting older. You forget. I think you got to go often to get more training.
Right before this call, I'm having a conversation with my wife, and she goes, "I swear to God," she said, "you have the brain of like a 104-year-old." She goes, "I don't understand." She said, "You forget the simplest things," and I'm like, I can't even argue with her because she's not wrong.
Why don't we talk about the brand a little bit, the different cigars that you do manufacture. I have a bunch of pages from your website, so I'll go to the homepage, which is just it's a perfect way. Oops, no, that's a history. Let's go to home. There, a legendary story.
Yes.
And that's what it begins, and it's all moving. So it really does take you to the different parts, so you can go over each cigar. So I know Bob is smoking the Master Age, so why don't we go over to the Master Age section here? So tell us a little bit about the Master Age, the process, and what makes it different.
Sure. So before I dive into that, I will reiterate what you were just saying in the fact that Toscano really does do a great job in everything experiential, whether it be our events that we do, the interactions that we have with the retailers and the consumers, and like even the website. I mean, it really is something special. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I remember the first time I watched the videos, because a lot of the videos that they make, like they'll send to me and say, "What do you think? Is there anything we should change? Should we change some of the verbiage, etc.?" And I remember, honest to God, the first time I watched it, I almost like teared up. Because it really was a moving thing. And to think that this cigar is 209 years old and, everybody in my family smoked it for quite some time. And I'm not saying my family were cigar smokers. They really weren't, but they loved Toscano because it was a way to bring them back to the old country, back to the patria. It was an opportunity for them to feel at home again.
Right.
So, that's that. So then we decided, what was that, already 3 years ago, I think? I can't believe time flies. Again, 104-year-old brain. Realistically, when you look at our portfolio, we expanded with the Master Age for 2 reasons. Number one, the core SKUs of Toscano really launched. It took some time to get traction, but once it got traction, I mean, it flew. So now we have the consumers who know Toscano really well, but we still had those consumers that kind of walked by us because they're like, oh, I don't care how fancy they make the cardboard box. It's still a cardboard box. To me, anything that comes in a cardboard box has to be, you know, a lower grade, etc. And I don't have that sentiment, by the way. I personally think that, you know, in our industry, there's room for every cigar that exists out there.
Right.
There's enough smokers, even though we're a small portion of the population, there's enough people who enjoy tobacco to really like everything that's out there. So I always say, you know, I'm not in agreement with that statistic. Most people say it's because I'm biased and we have box cigars in cardboard, but realistically, I've always had that sentiment before I even knew the first thing about tobacco. But really, for the American consumer, we had to get a way to get those guys and gals who went into the humidor. That's when we launched the Master Aged.
Right.
So the Master Aged cigars are recommended to be kept in the humidor.
Right.
And that's because their aging and curing process is different than that of the other Toscano cigars that we have, like the Antico, the Classico, the Garibaldi, the Extravecchio, and the Toscanelli. In the master age process, starting from the 5th day of the year-long maturation process, we have an affinatore, or as we say in Italian, or a refiner, that goes in every day to check each batch of the tobacco to ensure that the temperature and humidification is consistent. In contrast, the other Toscano cigars that we have, there's a much larger scale that you can go on. It could be a 10 or 12 degree differential.
Okay, gotcha.
It could realistically, with like a Toscano Antico or Classico, you know, we know. I mean, I live up here in Pennsylvania. Tomorrow it's going to be 34 degrees, and I have 4 boxes of Toscano in my car, and it's not going to change anything. As you know, the day that I bought them, I'll say I bought them. I didn't buy them.
Right, exactly.
Nobody heard. Don't worry about it. We got your back.
That was just a little, you know, just to joke around. But realistically,
they didn't fall off the truck, right? Let's put it that way.
Listen, I mean, I'm the brand ambassador for the I have a couple boxes of cigars here and there. But no, back to the original thing. Like realistically, it's not going to change from when I got them in August to today, even if it becomes -20. I mean, the cigars really are resilient. Now, the master age, because of the constant humidification and temperature, if it's kept outside of a humidor for a long period of time, it runs the risk of cracking the wrapper.
Right.
It'll still smoke, but you got to watch. And we had that issue when we first released them because our messaging wasn't on point, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what slowed the launch at first. But, you know, usually cracks right around where the band is too. So, you know, you just got to keep an eye on that. But other than that, I mean, they still don't need a lot of attention, but, you know.
Michael, if you were to put this in your humidor, what is the ideal humidification then to keep this?
Yeah, I like mine for my Toscano, like anything else, like a 70, 71, you know, even down to 68. You can keep it at 68, anywhere from 68 to 71. To me, 72 for any cigar is a little bit too much, but that's my preference.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You know, I don't know. But, you know, the good thing about Toscano, even the Antico and the Classico, the Garibaldi, we'll call them the original Toscanos, putting them in the humidor is something that I'm telling the retailers to do with all of their backstock. Because then you have, when you're running through boxes, they're never going to go bad. So you can put them out, let them come out. And there are some people now that are understanding that it's a completely different smoke. A Toscano cigar that's humidified at 68 to 71% compared to one that's left outside that's at like 48 or 50, you know, it's a different smoke.
It's going to smoke differently, of course.
It's a completely different smoke. When it's more humidified, it's actually got more of a, you know, you taste more of the peatiness to it, the more of the earthy tones. It smokes a little bit slower. It's a very thick smoke. And when it's a little bit drier, you're going to get more of the spice, the pepper, stuff like that out of the cigar. So I think that people are starting to have fun with that and understand that that's really our messaging at this point for Toscano. But the Master Age were launched specifically for those who were overlooking us in the humidor in the premium cigar market. And I think we've been able to kind of capture those people. You know, the blends that we released are 4 different blends. Excuse me, gentlemen.
It's okay.
No worries.
The Master Age number 1 is mostly Italian tobacco from Valtellerina Toscana. So the wrapper is Valtellerina Toscano tobacco with a 50-50 mixture of Italian and American fill. The number 2, in contrast, is more American tobacco. So it's got an American wrapper from Kentucky, Tennessee with a 50-50 mixture. The number 3 is the Americano, the all-American. And then the Toscano Master Age number 4, it's the same blend as the number 1. However, the number 4 has a larger ring gauge when you look at it, which is
I was looking at that. I'm like, it is a little. It's a little.
It's a little bigger,
definitely.
and even on the ends, it's a little bit wider too because it opens up the smoke. And the other differential with the number 4 compared to the other 3 Master Ages, we excuse me, rapidly ferment the wrapper of that tobacco. So what that does is we ferment it at a high temperature when the ammonia is strongest. So it kind of nullifies the body of the cigar, but all the complexity, the flavors that you need from the original fermentation, which has that ammonia in it, stay there. It's not the ammonia sensation, it's the fermentation that really comes to fruition with this cigar. The number 4 has rapidly become one of my favorite smokes in the Toscano line. So
I can see why. You
No,
know,
I know that tradition is always tradition, but have you ever considered, with the company, putting it in boxes, cedar boxes?
So the Master Age cigars now are in, hold on, let me get you one of the boxes. By the way, I had to move from my cigar lounge outside to in here. I don't know if it was during the Penn State game on Saturday when we hit that field goal and won and I broke something, but it just wasn't working as well. So bear with me 1 second.
I think it's still celebrating.
It's still celebrating. Let me tell you. I could tell.
Good smoke.
Yeah, you know what?
The Master Age 4 is an awesome smoke.
This is
It
nice.
is. It is. So these are the boxes that we have them in.
Ooh, okay.
There we go.
Ooh, nice box.
Beautiful
Wow.
box.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very
Beautiful.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Very
oh,
nice.
yeah. The flip out and everything. That looks beautiful.
Each blend of the tobacco has, or each box has the blends with the country
And the regions.
and the regions and everything. So, we did already move that way, Bob. That's
Yeah,
kind of what I'm trying to get
absolutely.
Yeah,
You
so they made that move over.
And again,
That's a big move.
The humidor and a nice, lounge. That looks beautiful. It's
It
a
does.
nice presentation.
Nice presentation.
Yeah.
What's
and
the
that's
count
why.
on the box? How many
And
come in the box?
honestly, for the retailers that are listening, we created a tray too that's actually not much wider than one box, but it's much thicker. So you can fit an entire box of 30 into the tray per each blend. So now you have it a really compact.
Oh, so
tray
you can
that
put
fits in the
all
humidor.
each. So 1, 2, 3, and 4
Correct.
can fit right in that tray.
So
Correct.
30 in a box?
Yep, 30 in a box.
Nice.
Wow, that's a nice count.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good count.
Very
Sweet.
good count. Yeah, that's
Wow.
that box. That's a Bob box.
Yeah,
count.
I still like 25 in a box, but they shortchanged us, a few years ago.
It's hard to find 25 now.
I
So
know.
when you're talking about price point for the Master Aged.
Yeah, so right across the board, give or take, the number 4 is a little bit more expensive. Not much, by less than $1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But at $8 MSRP.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Keystone.
There you go.
Okay.
Now again, it depends on where you
Okay,
are.
taxes,
Taxation states are different.
Right.
Michael, we were asked by a couple of people, what is the price point of that 30 box?
So the 30 box itself, again, Keystone,
Right.
would be about $250 for the box of 30.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That ain't bad at all.
That ain't
No.
bad, no.
No. Not when you're looking at getting a box of 30.
Exactly.
It's a lot of smokes.
And it's a nice cigar, man.
Well,
Yeah,
the good thing is that it's going to give you the same duration of smoke
Right.
that you're going to get from any premium cigar out there, really at the same
Correct.
size.
Mhm.
At a much, what I'll call it, consumer friendly price point.
100%. 100%.
Because everything now, it's like all the premium cigars are basically $10 and up at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So at 8, that's a big.
That's a big
savings.
number.
Yeah,
and, and the longevity of a smoke. Absolutely.
right.
And you're getting 30.
And you're
versus
getting
20.
30. Exactly.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm just going to throw it out there because this was always a sales pitch that I used when I started in the sales. Now I'm back
go for it.
brand ambassadorship. But, when I was in the sales side of it too, I mean, ultimately, you're getting 60 cigars because don't forget, these
You cut
cigars
them in
are
half.
exactly. And speaking of that, I'm a cheats here, the cigar of friendship, you can cut them in half and they have 60 cigars. That's still those 60 cigars, even though it's half of the master aged, is still about a good 35-minute smoke because of the size of the cigar.
And you can look like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, that 30 to 40 minute, that's like a great commute smoke.
100%.
You get into your car, you light up and get to your work. You've had a nice smoke in the morning, good to go.
It's almost a nice lunch break too.
Yeah,
30-minute lunch break. It's perfect.
That's actually a good segue if you guys don't mind.
Yes.
Go for it.
Into one of the talking points that, I've really been stressing to the American consumer now that we're growing and better understood, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
To me, Toscano has two purposes. Okay. And you guys mentioned a couple of them. Your everyday, like, hey, I only have 40 minutes, 35 minutes with my cup of coffee. I want a good cigar to smoke.
Flavorful. I mean, these are flavorful cigars.
Yes.
Exactly. So Toscano serves that purpose. But then when you talk about the Toscano 4, in my opinion, the Master Age number 4, or something like the Originale or the Duecento, or, even the new cigar, which I don't know if you guys are going to talk about later in the show.
Yeah, sure. No, please.
Yeah, this is your show. You keep talking whatever you want to talk about.
Well, we launched a new cigar with the PCA in collaboration with PCA, the Toscano Brenta. These cigars should be enjoyed. Exactly. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but these cigars should really be enjoyed at the end of the day with a great, whatever your drink of choice is, cognac, wine, bourbon, whatever you think. I mean, Toscano has two places in everybody's life. And those are those two. There's two sides to it. The everyday, blue collar, working class. I want a good cigar, but don't have the time to spend, $25 on the opportunity to spend $25. And then there is the other side of the equation of the guys who, they're still hesitant a little bit to smoke us, but once they get out of their box, these guys and gals get out of their box of smoking, figuratively speaking,
right?
They really do fall in love with our cigar because it is one that can be, it's a fumata lenta, una fumata lenta, very slow.
Yeah, it's very slow smoke.
So,
and it doesn't bellow out a lot of smoke either. It's
no.
Very little smoke coming out of
it. When it's burning alone without puffing, there's no added. Some cigars smoke very heavy smoke.
They kind of fill up a room.
And smoke.
But this is
where
this
is
nothing.
Right.
So, Michael, I got a question here.
The room notes on these are amazing.
Oh yeah,
very clean cigar. Super.
So I got Clay Atkins wants to know two things: what's the average ring gauge, and can you give us some tasting notes on the cigars that you're talking about?
Smoking? Oh yeah, absolutely,
of course. So again, the ring gauges for Toscano, the ones that we have available in the U.S., you're usually looking at a 29 to 30, so they're a smaller cigar, a smaller ring gauge. But the Toscano Duecento is if I'm not mistaken, a 52.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The Master Age is also a 51, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Looks that way. Yes.
48.
And then the what do you call the new one, the Brenta is a 56 ring gauge. So it's a completely different cigar. And then when it comes to the notes, generally speaking, if Clay has an actual question about one of the specific cigars, I'm happy to answer it for.
Go ahead, Clay. Write it up. He's never had one, so he's learning about Toscano and itself from you right now.
Awesome. So what I'll say to those who are listening for the first time that never smoked Toscano, you got to go in not thinking about it. And I'm not saying that as a sales pitch. I'm saying that as somebody who really, I think I could call myself a Toscano aficionado. I'm not calling myself a cigar aficionado. I'm calling myself a Toscano aficionado because our cigars are so unique.
Yes.
So if you go in thinking, oh, it's going to smoke like a Connecticut broadleaf, or it's going to smoke, one of my favorite Nicaraguan blends, it's a totally different
experience.
It's not that way. The notes themselves on Toscano are incredibly earthy. And by earthy, I literally mean there are some cigars that you smoke, and I kind of get this with the number 4. You can almost taste the soil that the tobacco was harvested in.
Right.
And for us, that's actually a massive compliment, because Toscano, we have a motto where whatever Mother Nature gave to the tobacco, we give directly back to the consumer.
Right.
So you're really looking for those very earthy tones, you know, the different spices, white, black, red pepper, clove,
absolutely.
You know,
nutmeg. I get
anise, nutmeg,
100%.
100%,
Sure.
100%. And then, of course, you're going to get that nice fire cure of oak, because in Italy we fire cure our tobacco with oak.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Oak.
And in the United States, hickory. So you're going to get a nice molasses, a little bit of sweetness to the tobacco. When the more American tobacco in the cigar, the more of that molasses, real mesquite barbecue sensation you're going to get to the tobacco.
Yeah, that
there's a lot of notes.
Yeah, there
really
is. It's a very complex cigar when it comes to the nose. Immediately, like you get this and you take it out of the cello. I mean, it filled the room just in room note from just a dry cigar just sitting there.
Yep.
It's unlike anything.
I couldn't compare this to anything else.
No, you can't.
It's pretty unique.
It
really is.
And it's funny, whenever the consumer or retailer, a newer retailer, asked me, well, what would you compare it to? I said I wouldn't.
Right.
No,
you really can't.
You can't.
You cannot.
There's nothing out there.
You cannot. You cannot.
Now, you can call me crazy, but I kind of get like a leather saddle that's been sitting in a smoker, you know, like overnight, you know, like you would smoke some meat, you get that leather saddle in a smoker, kind of like that rawness to it.
Yep. You're going to get that. And it's funny, because it's funny that you said leather, because I'll never forget, I was doing a show somewhere. I forget where it was, but I was doing a show and I said, yeah, like it tastes like leather. Not that I chew on my own wallet, but if I were to, I feel like this would be, but it's exactly right. It's kind of hard to pinpoint the exact way to describe the note, but that is right. You know, it has that wet leather sensation to it. That's really pleasing, you know, that maybe some people listening for the first time, they're like, well, why the hell would I smoke that? But give it a shot, because realistically, it really is a cigar that's incredibly surprising in its flavor profile, in its longevity, how long it lasts smoking, even though it's a thin cigar. And just the overall experience. I mean, Toscano really, you know, I've heard numerous people, and non-Italians, right, who say to me all the time, Jesus, like I can see why people think this is like sitting back on a Tuscan farm with the, you know, the wind blowing and having a nice glass of wine. Like that's what we go for. We go for that aesthetic. We go for that, you know, organic understation of who we are as a company.
So Clay Aikens,
even on the retro, you get like no burn on the retro or anything.
No. The only time you're going to get a burn is when you cleanse your nasal palate. And if I was feeling better tonight, I would do an actual pairing with you guys. So, you know, next year we'll have a conversation offhand for next year and different things I'm looking to do.
Yes.
We can definitely do something like that.
Even with all the notes that we're describing, my palate is super clean.
Yes.
I mean, there's no aftertaste of
at
anything.
All. Zero.
It's incredible.
Yep. And that's a quality cigar.
Yeah, and you're also going to get a lot of people that are finding that to be the case and smoking Toscano as their last cigar of the day, their first and last cigar of the day. The first because it doesn't blow their palate out, even though it's a more full-bodied cigar. Like, you know, I think people are afraid to smoke us because of our appearance, but we're surprisingly smooth to the everyday smoker.
Yes.
And then even at the end of the day, like you were just saying, it really cleanses and cools down the palate because it's such a clean smoke. So
we have a bunch of questions. We have so Clay says, where can we get them? And then we have, can you get them online? You can do that for sure. Brick and mortar is always first choice if you can find.
Yes.
Otherwise online. Now he's in, I think he's in West Virginia. Or Virginia, rather. Virginia. Yeah, Virginia.
Well, Virginia, we have quite a list of retailers that have them. I mean, of course, we're always growing. So honestly,
is there a store locator on your website?
There is. If you go to the website and it says like where to buy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can click on that, and then you could type in the zip code and it'll give you the stores within an X amount of radius.
That's awesome. So we have one here from.
Keeps my palate wet. Like it really brings the saliva glands going in this too.
Oh, big time.
Like,
We have one of our listeners,
There you
Skinny
go.
Money. I love Skinny Money. I had
He's
them
a
in
nice
my-
Italian guy. You know what I mean?
exactly for years, and want to acknowledge that it was Michael's work that had me try the brand.
Oh,
They are
Wow.
very useful to have in a smoker's collection. Bravo.
Mm.
Well,
And
thank you.
you know, that's the thing. It's the introduction, right? A lot of people, like
Yeah.
you said, they're hesitant because they don't know.
Right.
they don't look like every other cigar out
But like
there. You know,
Christopher
Right.
Columbus, he didn't know.
Right.
Hey,
It's
he didn't-
100%. It's 100%
smoked
true,
it.
though.
right.
It's 100%
Exactly.
true. One of the biggest successes we have as a company, and I think retailers that have us now, because I'll be honest with you, when we first got the product into people's hands, we lost a lot of retailers because nobody knew how to sell them, nobody knew what they were, etc.
Right.
But now we created, our team created, and I finalized it and made it a little bit more. And again, it's not a perfect program, but we created a training program that we call the Maestro program. So
Gotcha.
again, for the retailers or even guys like you guys, the cigar media, because honestly, you guys have a large hand in our success too, because of all the awesome things you say about us as a company, etc. Put our personal friendships aside. I mean, you guys
Right.
have been really a fan of ours from the beginning. So thank you. I mean, I think it has to do with the Italianness of it, but that's for another
It's
conversation.
a different conversation. But
Well,
no,
one hand washes the other. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's true.
Forget about it.
That's exactly right. But the training program has been very successful because people are able to, I do it via Zoom. So,
Nice.
it's very simplistic. It's a 40 minute training program where I go through the history of Toscano, how to sell it, the different blends that we have, etc. And it's just helpful. It's a helpful tool. But the largest way this does all tie in, I promise. The largest way that we have success is if we get it in people's hands and they smoke it.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I would
and-
say to
that
our
is the
listeners,
biggest
anybody out there listening tonight,
Mhm.
for $8, spend $8. I mean, what can you buy for $8 today?
Yeah.
Buy one and try it. I
Right,
mean, really, that's
exactly.
the best way of going about this.
Yeah.
I
Instead
don't
of going
think
to
I've been to a
McDonald's and
You're gonna
buying the
be
Big Mac, get
disappointed.
this Toscano.
Exactly.
well, you can't get a Big Mac
You'll
for
get
$8.
sick on that,
You'll
but this
get
you'll be
sick.
happy with.
I would say I just mentioned to Orlando, goes, where can you find it in Miami? And I don't think I've been to a shop that I've never seen a Toscano.
Yeah.
And that's what I told Orlando they should be. And he just
They're
said
there.
that they're not down there in Miami area.
They should be.
They should
We
be.
have a couple shops down there. And again, if you want afterward, you could, if people have any questions, you just write into the company
Mhm.
itself on our website. And then I get all the emails forwarded to me.
Perfect.
It's a lot faster now. We've had that
Right.
conversation,
Oh,
but
good.
when if there's specific questions about location, you might get somebody from the office to answer you. But if it's a specific question about the cigar, write in and I get it, and just bear with me because I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah,
we
but
really pride ourselves on that.
But if there's a locator on the website,
And
Yeah,
there's a
that should-
locator
yeah.
right there.
that should bring you to a shop right away.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I will tell you that we update that every 3 months too. So you have to kind of bear with us a little bit because
Right, because you got to you're paying catch up.
right. We are, and again, it's a good problem to have. We are getting new accounts, every month. So it takes a little bit of time to get them up there, ensure that all the information's correct, etc.
Right.
But
I know that they're in all of our Coronas.
Oh,
So
yeah.
in every
Oh, yeah.
Corona
Oh,
there,
yeah.
I mean, that's
What's the website again? Clay is asking.
Okay.
ToscanoCigars.com.
Yep.
There you go, Clay. Real easy, man. Real easy. Take a look at it. And I know you never had one, but it's well worth grabbing some. No question about it. There you go. Frank
It
did
really
it
is.
right
And again,
online.
the biggest thing I'll tell you for the first time smoker, the salespeople that we have are probably going to call me and scream at me, but don't go crazy the first time. If you're a full-bodied smoker, look at the boxes themselves. I mean, if you're going to a retailer, they should know the different bodies on it, but we've worked very hard, even on our 5-count boxes on the back, to put, the origin of the tobacco, whether it's Italian or American, the body, the aromas, etc. So there's really a Toscano for everybody in the smoking portfolio. So I agree. I think you should definitely give us a shot. I mean, obviously I'm paid to say that, but I mean that sincerely and from the bottom of my heart, because I trust my product. I love my product. I personally stand by my product. So, ultimately give us a shot because we have like a 90% return rate to our cigars once people try them.
I mean, and what's really cool is I love the fact that you have the different types of cigars. You've got these Mazzettis, which are basically they're in Italian, they're basically half cigars, right? I mean,
exactly
mezzo means half. There you go. The Toscanello, let me tell you.
Wow.
We sent over the cafe, the coffee.
When you open
break
that
off
box,
all you have to do is take the plastic off, and your entire room will be filled
with freshly brewed espresso.
Oh my God.
It's funny because somebody just sent me something. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Somebody did a review of our cigars, and they said, I was terrified to smoke it at first, especially any of the aromatic stuff. Like, I'm not that smoker, etc. But, he said, I love Toscano for two reasons. Number one, well, there's more than two, but he kind of put it this way. The complexity of the tobacco, the longevity of the smoke, the deliciousness of the cigar. And then also when we're talking about the Toscanellos, they make my car smell like nobody knows I smoke in my car.
It's an air freshener.
They really are.
That's what it is.
They really
Fabulous.
Mm.
No, that's excellent. Excellent. So what else is on your agenda once you get what's that, Frank?
I just wanted to, before you get into Michael's agenda, I wanted to get into some of the other things that I saw on the website, which I thought was really awesome. So the cigar special pack.
Yeah.
So there is a wedding.
Yes.
Basically, it's a humidor that's filled.
Yep.
Tell us about that concept. Who kind of thought about that? Because I think it's ingenious. You did?
Oh wow!
Wow.
What?
That's awesome.
This was a baby of mine. I wanted to see, and again, it hasn't had the initial success that I think it could, but it's amazing the people that have bought it. I think we've sold like 45 or 50 of them, which is good. I mean, we just launched it, last year, and we didn't so much promote it, But the wedding package, I came up with that idea from, my own wedding. So MST, when I got married, they sent me a gorgeous, gorgeous humidor that was engraved with my wife and my name and the date and everything.
Beautiful.
And I had it at the wedding.
Nice.
And people were like, you're the cigar guy. I'm glad you had a cigar bar here. And I was like, you know what? I didn't mean for it to be a cigar bar, but I guess it was. And then I saw these awesome boxes that were designed by the marketing team in Italy. I mean, again, Bernardo Passi, he gets credit where credit is due because the guy's unreal. And I was like, God, we could do something with that. Like at first I was thinking maybe a Father's Day gift, but then we were thinking, because it's like 300 and some bucks. That may be a little bit high, but 300 and some bucks for 100 cigars, 24 lighters, 4 ashtrays.
That's nuts. You're spending $100,000 for a wedding. That's $300.
I'm glad you guys have the same sentiment that I had. But no, it really is a neat thing that I think is going to eventually take off when we do a better job. But, for any special occasion too. And we have them pre-filled, but we have empty ones too. So like if somebody wanted to do, let's say, my warehouse is probably going to kill me for saying this, but if they wanted to try something with 3 of the master age blends instead, we can accommodate that. The price might be a little bit higher, but we can accommodate that without a problem. So
nice.
But it is a good tool, and it's a good tool also for golf courses.
Right.
Oh yeah.
These cigars, I'm still shocked, and maybe it's my failure, maybe it's the failure of the way that I haven't created a solidified program for it yet, but there's no reason why every golf course in the United States
have a Toscano section. Without it doesn't. Yeah. It takes them literally. They don't have to have humidor. They don't have to have it.
There's upkeep to it.
Put it right on the counter, the clubhouse.
Do you have displays that you can provide for them so that they can just put it right there near the counter?
Yep.
I'm sure that's definitely something that would be a big hit at golf courses, especially the ones that are always afraid to carry something if they have to worry about a humidor and this and blah, 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 blah. But
Yeah,
this
there's
is
no
something
maintenance.
there's no
Zero
maintenance.
maintenance. Zero
Absolutely.
maintenance. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like putting a thing of gum on the counter. Hey, are we cigars?
Exactly.
Yeah, and golfers, a lot of golfers do smoke
Oh
cigars.
yeah.
I mean, that's a fact.
Well,
one thing that I did 2 years ago was I kind of went on a little, was it 2 years ago or last year? Again, I can't remember. A little golf tour, like for a month. I hit like 8 or 9 golf courses in Pennsylvania. And I'll tell you, the dinners themselves, I mean, people were really interested. These were 60-person dinners. It wasn't like it was like 10 people. We had 60-person sit-down dinners where we tried, different blends of Toscano. And I think at least half of the courses took in our product, and they've reordered since. Like, we're not lighting the world on fire at golf courses, but, it's a great option for golfers.
Right.
Yeah.
You're exposing them to the cigar itself. It's a fabulous cigar for what being outside, no matter where you are.
I would love to see these get into the cart girls. They're coming around with your drinks. You put the Toscano cigars right there in the cart with them. They come by. You guys need a smoke. You need a drink. What do you need?
I love it.
Cigars, cigarettes, me, all that stuff.
Man. You got to pick up your marketing.
Well, listen, there's a lot in the fire. Sometimes when things don't work the first time, it's frustrating, but I think that this is one we're going to continue to revisit, and it's really no cost because, we have the humidors already prepared for it. So for us, it's a matter of just making sure that the people understand out there exactly what the product is. I mean, because it really is. And then honestly, even for Christmas or for Father's Day or Mother's Day, it's a great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at it. It doesn't burn. Look at this. It doesn't even burn, man.
No, it doesn't burn hot.
Not at all.
That's the beauty of the cigar, too. You get down towards the nub, I'll call it. Does not burn hot.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Nope,
exactly
not at all.
Right. It's a great gift. It's a great gift.
It really is plain and simple. So we kind of glazed over this real quick, and we said we'd come back to it. I want to make sure that we do because it was introduced for PCA, and it's a totally different process, right, Michael?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this.
So the Toscano Brenta is completely different than any Toscano that we've ever created. And not just for the United States or Italy, but just across the world. Because Toscano, something I didn't mention earlier was Toscano, although we're newer here in the United States, we've been around for 209 years. And last year we sold 226 million cigars.
Oh my God.
In 34 countries. That's what I wanted to say. That's where that 34 came from, the 34 countries.
Wow.
Right.
And the U.S. is definitely one of the main targets because even if you get a small percentage of cigar smokers, it's a huge beast, right? So the American consumer themselves, we've noticed, they're going more for the wider ring gauge, right? So we have a couple cigars with a wider ring gauge already. So we just decided to do something completely different in that we've done this cigar with Havana seed tobacco that's grown in northern Italy. In the Brenta region.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's an air cured cigar rather than a fire cured cigar. So it's got a completely different profile. It's a much lighter cigar, still very complex.
Okay.
And this cigar, like I said, is a 56 ring gauge, still truncated, still the Toscano shape, just a different cigar itself. And it has been such a hit because number one, it captures, how I said the master age captures the people who consistently go into the humidor and kind of overlook our cigars.
Right.
These are much more like a Nicaraguan, Cuban, Dominican cigar in that, it's the wrapper, filler, binder. It's got to be humidified. The aging process is up to 5 years. I mean, this is a cigar that's really something special.
Gotcha.
So, very soon it's released initially we opened it up because it was a collaboration with PCA.
Right.
It was, just sold to PCA members, but it's opened up now for everybody. So make sure if you can, if you're a retailer listening, I'm telling you, this is going to be a moneymaker because it really is something special. Really something special.
So it is available right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's great. That's good to know because I definitely want to try that for sure. So the curing process is much more traditional.
Correct. Correct. It's not the Toscano fire cure. It's
right,
a completely
exactly.
different process.
So
Okay.
it's
All right.
so was that so did you have to bring somebody with that knowledge base to Italy to do this process?
No. So honestly, realistically, this process of cigars has been going on in Italy since the 1500s.
Mm.
Oh my
Really?
Wow.
It was a smaller, it's a smaller market, but yes, I mean, Toscano is the beast of all beasts in the Italian cigar market. I mean, there's
Right.
nobody that really is at the standard that we are in Europe and in Italy. But, realistically, Brenta is done by specific master blenders that use that particular blend or that particular tobacco that are very well versed, like you just said, in the air cure rather than the fire cure, that understand the process behind the cigar itself. And it's just a very artisanal product. And I think
Gotcha.
that this is really something that, is going to be a big hit. And it's a cigar that has to be kept in the humidor. There's no recommendation. It has to be kept in the humidor.
Right.
It'll dry.
And what do those MSRP for that cigar? At this point?
MSRP Keystone, you're looking at $9.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
Wow. Oh
There
my
you
God.
go.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean,
Beautiful.
Wow.
Not
No.
bad at all. Not
Still,
bad.
anything under $10 blows me away today. It's like, wow.
I know. Well, and again, I think that's hold on. I might have one on the table here. Do I? Now, if I was in my studio, if I didn't break something during the Penn State game, I'd be able to show you the box, but neither here nor there. You're right. I mean, ultimately, our price point is very, very kind. And,
yes.
Now, if you're an Italian that travels back and forth to Italy, you're going to see a price differential. And that price differential is
course.
because of the import-export tax that we have to pay on the tobacco, because something that a lot of our consumers don't understand. It's becoming less and less now because people are really, like we talked about in the beginning, people are actually really interested in Toscano. It amazes me how many emails and text messages and messages on Facebook and Instagram that I get about our cigars now. But, if you think about it, Toscano tobacco is composed of 70% Italian tobacco from 5 different regions in Veneto, Umbria, Toscana, Lazio, and Campania. And the other 30% is from Kentucky, Tennessee. So, when we sell it here in the United States, you're paying an export tax and then a re-importation tax.
Double tax.
Oh, okay.
We're used to that here.
Listen, it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. In Italy, what would the cigar price be there? I mean, in comparison.
So, the master aged is not available in Italy.
Because it's only exported to the U.S.
It's the U.S., Spain, and one other country that I can't think off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, but it was made and designed really for the American market at first, because again, people were going more toward the box cigars, the humidified cigars,
right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Same thing with the Brenta, but like a Toscano Antico here in the U.S., let's say it's, and again, I'm just taxation and everything, even Keystone, like $20, we'll say, for a pack of 5.
Right.
In Italy, it's probably, I don't know, 12.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less if there's people that are on here that have been to Italy. You might be able to correct the exact price point. Again, brand ambassador. I don't necessarily.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Come on, you got to know these things,
I thought you'd be ready for this.
He knows the
I wasn't
guy.
expecting the price point in Italy. I think I hit everything else, but the price point in Italy, I don't know. I'll work on that for our next.
Yeah, I mean, come on, this is an Italian show tonight, made specifically for Colombia.
Johnny.
Bravo. It's all good. So we do have a question from some of the people here.
Absolutely.
They wanted to know, I guess your itinerary, because they want to know where your events are going to be at certain shops and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we just got off a week of pretty large events in Virginia at the Italian Embassy and at the Willard Hotel for the Italian Design Week Gala. So that was amazing.
Nice.
And that was followed up by, my gala that was last weekend for Italian American Man of the Year. And then it was Columbus Day yesterday, so I was in New York in the parade. So this week, I will be in Virginia for just, I think, a day and a half, really. And then after that, where the heck am I going after that? I don't even know what. So Halloween week, I'm going to be staying local. I have a couple events locally in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area. Then following that, the first week in November, I'm actually bringing up my calendar to look at this because I want to make sure.
Yeah, people want to know.
As you're thinking about that,
Yeah,
I'll throw this out too.
Yeah.
Have you thought about introducing what I'll call a limited run of a special cigar, maybe for a certain time of the year, that like other brands, they'll do a limited production for whatever. Is that
like,
something
like
that
Hanukkah or for Christmas?
yeah,
or
what
Natale.
yeah,
the
the holiday season, yes.
So what we used to do, before I get to my schedule, I'll answer that question. We usually did have some Christmas packets, like really nice boxes that were boxed with 4 different blends of Toscano, etc.
Right.
This year, though, because we released 3 new cigars, we kind of didn't do it this year. So we released the Master Age number 4. We released the Toscano Italia, which is a limited edition.
Yeah, excellent. I smoked that. It's incredible, by the way.
That's so the Toscano Italia is a lot like, to me, I call it the Garibaldi on steroids. So I love the Toscano Garibaldi. The Toscano Garibaldi is my favorite light-bodied cigar that Toscano has, just because it's got really nice creamy sweetness to it, because of the Southern Italian tobacco, where the fields lie within the shadow of Mount Vesuvius. The eruption of the volcano changed the acidity and nutrient compound in the soil, etc. But even the Brenta too is technically a limited edition. So that's why we don't have anything this year. That doesn't mean in the future we're not going to, but that to answer your question, that's
right.
pretty much why.
Gotcha.
So
we have a question from Karen Bachasis. She wants to know, what's the best drinks to pair with each cigar?
How does that?
Oh, that's a wide open.
Aaron, we've got
whatever's in your hand.
Right.
Aaron, I'm going to show you something real fast. So this is my house in my basement.
There we go.
There.
Hey.
All those my wines too, and in the back room over here that I have, which is where I cure all my, when I made a lot of, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I used to make Lonza and prosciutto and everything. It's a dirt cellar. I have another couple cases of wine in there of my favorite wine. But Karen, to answer your question, I'm going to be broad simply because it's hard to pinpoint exactly, what you're smoking and what your favorite drink is. But I'll tell you this much. For me, if you're going to be smoking a really full-bodied Toscano like the Master Age number 4, since we discussed it, or the Toscano Antico, or one of those, you're going to want to go with a rye or a really peaty Scotch, okay? Because both of those, they both pull away from the power of the tobacco. Like for the rye, we'll use the rye first. The rye will pull away the power of the tobacco, but increase the understanding of the flavor profile. But it also adds that little sweetness from the rye that you can find in some of our cigars, like even the Toscano Garibaldi, right? So then when you talk about the peatiness, I love an Ardbeg 5 with something like the Toscano 200 or even the Garibaldi. They're on 2 separate levels, because Toscano tobacco, even the lightest of our Toscano tobacco, you still have some nice peat in the, a peat sensation in the tobacco itself. So it's a nice complementary drink.
Right.
When it comes to wine can be very, in my opinion, so I love wine. I like the pureness of wine. So I usually really don't pair my cigars with wine, because when I drink wine, I drink it to enjoy it. I don't drink it to get, anything but the tannin understanding, the actual flavor profile. There's some wines that you could actually taste the region, But if you're a wine drinker, use a more powerful wine to drink, like a Barolo or an Amarone della Valpolicella, or a not so well known but unbelievably powerful and delicious wine like the Sagrantino di Montefalco from Umbria. Those are the kind of things you're going to want to pair with when you're talking about wine.
Right. You're going to want a wine that is bolder.
Yes, 100%. Like a Pinot Noir or a Super Tuscan, not going to do it.
It's going to be too light.
You want a full body.
Yeah.
Full body wine. Yeah.
So, and then when it comes to anything else, I mean, it's your preference. I do, I'm not one of these guys that's afraid of drinking, different mixed drinks. I'm not going to tell you to go have a strawberry daiquiri with our cigar, but, there are plenty of really good drinks like an Aperol Spritz, which I am a huge fan of the Aperol Spritz that pair unbelievably with the Classico and the Garibaldi. And they even pair nicely with an Antico, so have fun with it. If you have any specific questions, Karen, like I said, you can always write into us and I'll get back to you whenever I possibly can. So don't be afraid to do so.
And I think with coffee, any of your cigars are going to really complement a nice espresso, maybe with a little
100%.
Sambuca. You drop a Sambuca.
This paired very nice.
Oh, this paired
Woodford Reserve.
Oh, yeah, beaufoully.
Beautiful.
There's a reason if you look at my shelf over there, there's a reason that there's 4 bottles of Woodford.
Right.
all 4 of them are 3/4 of the way or more finished because
there you go.
It is one of my favorite pairings. And I think that's because of the oakiness in the cast itself. So I think
my favorite Woodford is the double oak.
Yeah, double oak.
Yep.
Double oak.
The double
That's
oak.
my favorite.
Double oak. I agree, Kyle. That's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
There it is.
There it is.
There you go. Nice.
Love it.
Nice.
Michael, as always, it's always great to speak to you because, again, you're a wealth of knowledge, and I wish that you
unless it comes to Italian cigar prices, I'm not so well.
Then yes.
You know what? One second. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
go
but
ahead.
Events. Anything here? Central Florida?
So for this year, honestly, it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot planned for next year.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Something else to start looking for. What I'm going to do next year is post more of my events a couple weeks out so people know where we're going to be. I think that's one of the areas we're failing. I really think that's an area where we're failing because our events are big, but I think we could get them to be much bigger if people know we're coming out. So
promotion is the big one. Promote.
Do people have an Instagram to follow you on, Michael? Or
so if you want to follow me personally, which is where I'm going to post a lot of the stuff, you're going to want to go to Toscano _Cigar Ambassador. And then obviously on Instagram too, it's just the Toscano Cigars Instagram, which is a wealth of knowledge also. And you're going to see our marketing campaigns change a little bit too. I think you guys are really going to like what's coming down the pipeline.
Oh, we're looking forward to seeing it.
I like what's here already.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and we've seen the evolution of the brand over the past few years. And having you there at the helm here in the U.S., I think has really changed the
you're a good mouthpiece.
You're he's really done a great job doing that. I mean, because we can feel it, we see it on the shelf, and that is a testament to you and your team being out there and really getting the word out. Because most people, like I said, a lot of people have never tried it and don't understand the brand because they haven't tried it. But I think once you try it, then you're going to seek other cigars from the line. You're not going to stop at one.
That's 100%. And one of the things to kind of add to that we're seeing, like, let's take the PCA show or any show that we go to, right? It used to be like people would walk by and look at us and like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And now we have retailers, especially at PCA, coming up like, oh, I get more requests for your cigars than I don't. And they'll say to me straightforward, they're like, I'm afraid to take them in because do they suck? And I'm like, you're asking the brand ambassador?
Try one.
If you're getting requests, it must be good. Otherwise,
right. I'm like, I don't really know many people that go looking for not good product in any realm, but hey, who knows? But and then, like you were saying, try one. That's
right. Absolutely.
I'm not here. Listen to me. Again, I'm fortunate in the fact that I can tell the story well. I'm passionate about the heritage behind it and the cigars themselves. I stand by my product. But it sells itself. I mean, this cigar, once you get people over, it goes back to the original theme. Once you get people over the fear of it, people fall in love with it. So
yeah, I mean, we got Chris Nichols here from Arlington Pipe and Cigar Lounge, and it's right when you go to the cashier, Chris has got a beautiful display, and it's a fantastic display of all your Toscano cigars there.
There you go.
And you can't miss it. And if your brick and mortar don't have it, ask them to get it because it works. Even with Norwood Royal Cigars, they got it right there. You can't miss it. Your display is wonderful, and then everything is separated. You got each one side by side. It's a wonderful presentation.
we're working on it. I mean, again, nothing's
We
perfect.
get to talk to Jeff about having some events here in Corona.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah.
For sure. I would love to. And
Tampa,
I think next
Orlando.
Year, what we should plan is to do a pairing with our good buddy Joe Gulino, another fellow Paisan.
Hell yeah.
And he writes for the Whiskey Network, and then he posts his article on the Whiskey Network. And I think we can do a great pairing.
I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to setting that up for next year.
I'm all about
for sure.
that. I'm all about that. I think that would be a great opportunity for everybody. And listen, like, it's fun too. That's the other thing.
Yes.
Like, it's, you know, my nono used to say to me, my nono and my papa Rockabaldi used to say to me all the time, if you wake up one day and don't like what you do, it's time to change your job, because you should never wake up and not be happy.
Right.
So,
Right. And you certainly have the passion. You certainly present a love for this whole entire industry, plus Toscano Cigars in itself. You know, everybody, you're a magnet, man. You just draw people to you because of your personality, Michael. You're a gentleman and you're a stand-up guy, man. That's what kind of a draw us. Forget about the Italian part and joking around with. You're just a stand-up guy, man. You know, we definitely can relate with you.
Well, and then the feeling's mutual, really. And honestly, you know, this isn't to blow smoke, pun intended. I mean, realistically, you know, you guys and the cigar media, sometimes you're overlooked. Let's just put it that way. And I really think that it's a testament to you guys, especially because you guys love to develop relationships, and that's imperative in life, not just in the industry, but in life. And, you know, maybe it was the original Italian thing that brought us together, but, you know, since then, I agree. I mean, what I get frustrated with is at the shows, we don't have more time to just sit and relax.
We get it. We get it.
If you guys are going to New Orleans this year, let's try to make that happen.
We'll be there. Definitely we'll be there and spend some time. Definitely.
Yes, for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And, you know, Michael, we always end our show with a great giveaway for people. And it's something that we've become known for. So I know Kyle's put together a little hashtag to do one of our prizes. And the hashtag is Viva Italia.
Love it.
So if there's a little a little thing that you could put together, we could give away to people, that would be fantastic. And that could be part of the giveaway tonight. And this part of the show, and when we come back right after these words from our sponsors, we do our trivia section, which I love trivia. And I asked the guys and the audience some trivia questions, see how crazy some of the answers are, because, you know, it gets pretty bizarre.
And they're from us.
And they're from these guys. and that section is called Stump Soccer Squatch. It used to be this. So you're going to see this little introduction. You'll be like, wow, what do these guys do?
He knows what it is.
He knows what it is. But, you know, it used to be a different thing. But here you go.
Used to be the chooch.
It used to be the chooch, but we got rid of it. You know.
The chooch è ritirato.
He's not working the fields. I think we sent him back to Italy.
Yes.
We did. We sent him back to Italy.
He's bringing Toscano cigars up and down all the day long.
You guys are something.
So we'll be right back after some words from our friends who happen to be sponsors.
Yep.
Awesome.
Great cigars take time. The Fortaleza Libre story began in 2013 with the idea of starting a brand of cigars that would exemplify the strength and freedom that define America. Our premium cigar voyage for quality and taste led us to the Dominican Republic and the tobacco fields of Santiago and Tamboril. Tabacalera El Joyito would become a trusted partner, and in 2019, our smoking strong and living free journey was realized with the arrival to our shores of the Fuerte Libre Bodacious. Fast forward 5 years, 2024, Fuerte El Libre rebrands to Fortaleza El Libre. Same meaning, strong and free. Our portfolio has grown to 6 core lines to satisfy the palates of cigar smokers worldwide. For more information, visit our website at fylcigars.com. Smoke strong, live free. Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are 4th generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature Firehouse cigar line. All engines respond. Including, of course, the Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor. R&A Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
And
we're back.
Folks. We are
Michael,
back.
we're just looking at this again. You know, a pairing with this, bacon and eggs.
Is with
It's freshly brewed espresso. I could have this in the morning. This is unbelievable, the smell. Oh my God.
I can't get over it.
I can't. I feel like a cup of espresso now.
It's funny. We also one of the releases I forgot to mention, not to dive into the and take away from the rest of the show, but one of the other things we released was the Toscanello Hazelnut Raffinato. So we released. It's absolutely delicious. I mean, it's deep, rich hazelnut with hints of brown sugar on the tip. It's flying. It's literally. This is me doing my brand ambassador stuff. I mean, this cigar is absolutely flying where it sits. So if you have the opportunity, make sure, for those out there.
Have to look for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I can't look for that because I'm allergic to nuts.
Yeah, but you can
Oh,
smoke.
my.
Are you really?
Horrible. Cashew and pistachio and pinoli. Three of them.
Oh
Me
my
too.
God. Pinoli. Oh,
I can't have
my
pinoli,
God.
pistachio.
the best
horrible.
cookies in the world, if you can afford them.
Tomorrow I go for my almond challenge to my allergist because they say that I might be okay with almonds now, and I might be okay with pecans.
Oh,
So I'm going to go and test that because my entire life I've obviously steered clear of nuts.
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to die. But That's the thing.
Wow.
We share that too, Michael.
But Michael, can you
Unbelievable.
smoke these cigars then?
I could, yeah. Even though
Okay.
it's a natural extract,
Right.
it's not.
It doesn't
Okay.
leave that.
It's the same thing with peanut butter. I could eat peanut butter, but I don't eat raw peanuts because peanut butter is pasteurized. So the original protein compound is extracted in the pasteurization process.
Yeah, I can have peanuts because peanuts are not part of the nut family. Believe it or not, it's
I
a
know.
It's a legume. So
I still have a reaction to them. I don't know what it is, but my pistachio and cashew. If people on a plane, if people are eating it 10 feet up, I start to get hives. That's how bad it is.
Ooh, whoa.
yeah, it's really bad. Wow,
Yeah.
wow, you're worse than I am.
Oh boy.
Like,
Okay.
it must be an Italian thing, he says.
Wow.
Anyway, hey, Frank, I want to show what's going on for tonight for the first question for the giveaways. All right.
Yes.
So we have again, we got a beautiful nub hat by one of our sponsors, Oliva, and it's a nice hat indeed.
Beautiful.
And I haven't worn it yet. If you want some DNA, you can let me know. I'll put that on there. And we got a we can look at that. All right, we got to put those Toscano cigars when you get them. We have a nice little 3-pack.
Oh, very
There
nice.
we go.
Very
All
nice.
right.
Very good.
Not bad. So then we got the nub 3-pack, and we also have whenever you go traveling, we have the Lotus cigar ashtray. So
nice.
you can carry that anywhere you want to go, folks.
Very nice, small, compact, especially when
everything's nice and compact.
You know what I like that for, Michael? Tailgating. How's that sound?
Ooh, I like that. I like
you
that.
bring it with you, and you don't have to worry. That's a plan. I can't smoke in my car. My wife won't let me. First of all,
listen. You can always find our tailgate at Penn State, even though there's 500,000 people.
Oh,
we always have the Toscano smoke rising from our tailgate.
That's great.
Follow the wonderful smell.
That's it. You're right.
So what you got for us tonight, Frank?
So I've got some very good questions, I think. Michael might know this because he's a historian. So what happened in Italy in 1527? Something very important happened in 1527. 1527, folks. Look, I got you guys stumped.
Is that when they brought all the regions together?
Am I in this?
Yeah, you're in this. Yeah, you're in this.
Is it the Risorgimento?
It was the sack of Rome. So it was Charles of Spain. So yeah, that was it happened. It's called the part of the Italian Wars.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yep. And here,
my boss Luciano would know that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
All Italians should know that.
I'll give you guys one more little.
By the way, Frank, it's Billy from Long Island says that's when you were born.
Who was born? I was born then.
Yeah. What he said.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. I know I look old, but I didn't think I looked that old.
Bobby looks older.
So here's another Italian-centric question.
Okay.
Which king of Italy was assassinated in 1900?
Ferdinand?
No.
Giovanni.
It was Umberto the First.
Umberto.
Wow.
Right up your alley, Miguel.
Wow. I know Umberto's Clam Bar.
Umberto's
down on Mulberry Street, but
I had a spritz there yesterday.
Yeah.
I got it. Umberto's Clam Bar. I did.
Yeah.
So how was New York overall? What did you think of that experience?
I mean, I've been there before for the parade. It's awesome. I mean, listen, we stopped at a special restaurant called Il Gattopardi, which is on 54th and 6th. It's a beautiful place, but it was absolutely wonderful. And then we had dinner at Danico's afterward, but it's just a great day to spend with people. It's really nice to see, because ultimately, like I said in my speech, we're not always portrayed very, very wonderfully. And to see the actual proper understanding of the heritage, it's not just about, wine and eating and all that stuff, as much as it is an important aspect. It was a beautiful experience.
Nice.
Now, a couple more questions for you guys, because I
Okay.
think you like these. Since we just had Columbus Day, let's see who knows the birthplace of Columbus.
Genoa.
There you go. I know. If he didn't know
Come
that,
on.
I was going to really be upset.
I went to the house.
He went-
No, we were there, Frank. We were
I
there.
know.
It was
I
closed when we got there, but we were there.
I was there in 1969.
69.
That's a
That's what I
long
went.
No
time.
kidding.
That's when we were all there.
You know what? I was a little disappointed. I knocked on the door. The guy didn't answer.
He didn't answer.
He
That's
didn't
what
answer.
happened. You know,
I said, no, he took off. He's on a boat somewhere.
so here's another good question. Columbus began his career as what and at what age?
A cigar dealer. No.
I was gonna say a Toscano cigar roller, but it was before we refined it, and he's male, so that wouldn't work.
Oh, wow.
What was?
And I know
Yep.
this when you tell me.
He began his career as a sailor at age 14 and later sold maps and charts.
Okay.
Huh.
Makes sense.
There you go.
Does,
Of course.
right?
Yeah,
Map
that makes-
maker at 16.
I was
Wow.
going a completely different, out of his realm thought process. So
He was an artist. He was one of the Italian artists.
An artista.
He was a bad artist, so he changed career.
that's something I would do.
Wait, he drew squiggly lines, and then all of a sudden he just named those. Oh, Rome.
Italy's not actually shaped like a boot because Christopher Columbus didn't know what he was doing. What he
No.
was doing.
All right, Kyle, why don't you do our hashtag and for Michael's surprise pack, we'll call it.
Yeah, I'll send that out.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, everybody, hurry up. Get your hashtag in right now. There you go. Viva Italia.
And all the names that were selected that are going to rotate, they all come from the Italian phone book.
Right.
That's
All right, so we ready to roll?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, wait a
All
minute.
right.
We got to do the. Oh, no. That's going to do this one.
All right, that's okay. That's okay. Why? No, we're
Oh,
good.
we're
No, we're
spinning,
good.
we're
We're good. We're
spinning.
spinning.
Okay. All right.
How can Ronnie's name be there?
Ian Simpson. I like Ronnie.
Ian Simpson. All right.
Yeah, because he put the hashtag.
I
in.
put it in there,
Ronnie
Bob,
can't-
for the people to
Ronnie
know.
can't win.
Congratulations, Ian.
Ian Simpson.
Nice.
All right, Ian.
All right.
Ian.
Is he still here?
Oh, we
Yes.
got to make sure
Oh,
that he's
yes,
still
we gotta
here.
make sure he's here.
Ian still
Still
You have to
here.
be here. Ian has
Is
to
he still
be
here?
to win. Is he? He's going to have
He's
to
got to be
acknowledge
here.
You might have put
He's
the
He's
gotta
got to
kids
write
to sleep.
something in the comments.
9,
Hurry up.
He's got to write
8,
something in the comments.
Ian,
7.
don't blow it now.
Oh.
6,
I bet she's putting the kids to sleep. Holy
All
shit.
right.
4, 3, 2,
Oh, no.
1. Ian. Oh, Ian, did he
loses.
lose?
Oh,
The whole
man.
first season of The Simpsons
Well, you-
as a gift.
Oh. Wow, Ian. Man,
That's
oh,
Not
man.
here. You know what that means?
Bye.
We have to
We got to
re-rack
spin again.
Spin the
Oh.
it
wheel,
again.
Kyle.
Here we go. Here we go. You got to be here.
You got to
To
be
win.
in it to win it.
Clay.
Hey, oh, the
One
man who has never had one that wants one in a bad
Now
way.
he's gonna have.
Now he's got to be here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
yeah, yeah. Okay,
he
let's
doesn't
go with
leave.
that.
No,
He actually stays when we're not here.
He started
Yeah.
yesterday.
Come on, Clay.
We know you're there,
Come
Clay.
on, Clay. I know you
Come
slept
on,
out
Clay.
today.
Yeah,
I'm
there he
here.
is.
All
There he is.
right.
I'm
There
he
here.
is.
Michael, I'll send you
All right.
Clay's address. I'll
I was just
PM
going to
you,
ask if
buddy.
you send me his address. I'll take
Yep.
care of something for him.
All right. Congratulations, Clay.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. Very
And then
nice.
when you get that prize package, don't forget to tag us in your post and hashtag and everything so we can see the winnings.
Yes.
And
yes.
send us a picture of you smoking one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, hashtag
Clay
us.
never sleeps.
Clay never sleeps. But the last question.
Chris, we're not finished yet, but thanks
We're
for the
not
great
done.
show. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we're not done yet. We're still giving away the other prizes. So This is the question.
The big one.
Do we have a little music? I need my music.
Oh,
Yeah, you need some.
Music,
Okay, folks, this is for the Lotus ashtray, for the nub 3-pack cigar holder, and a beautiful nub hat by Oliva Cigars. Our friend Oliva Brian McGuire.
Okay.
All right.
Here we
Spin that
go.
wheel.
No wheel spinning.
No, no.
I asked the question.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Folks, no music? They don't like to cue the music. Kyle's supposed to, but
Kyle, you want to do that, or you want me to do that?
I am playing it, so if you're not
There
hearing
it
it,
is.
that's a problem.
Oh, Ian said I'm here. Ian, you blew it, man.
Oh.
Jesus. Oh, my God.
Too bad, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
You missed the boat.
the boat has the ship has left the port.
Santa Maria. It took off already.
I think he was on the Pinta.
The question for tonight is what is the name of the largest container ship built? What is the name of the largest container ship built? You know, they're shipping big. Those are big. Those are very big. But I need the name of it.
Walmart.
Hey, you see that we really have great viewers. Skinny Money says, I'll send Ian one of my Brenta cigars.
Oh, look at
that.
that. I mean, literally.
Nice.
So the largest container ship built, folks. Container ship. Not the
Container ship. Let's go.
The MSC Irina? No. Keep looking. You're the MSS.
Come on, get your Alexa going. Let's go.
Nope. Keep going.
Isn't that the one?
It built a few years ago.
That hit the bridge a couple of months ago.
MSC Arena. Everybody's jumping on this. The Costco.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
Let's go, guys. Hurry up.
Let's just say it's very important that you know who our guest is. That's your hint.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Italian ship. Yes, Billy. Well, we understand that. But we need a full name. No Alexa. Sorry, Clay. What's everybody smoking? Zachary, we're smoking Toscano
All right,
cigars.
I'm going to go to another question since nobody's got this. I'm going to show you the name of
BY Giant.
I'm going to show you the name.
Tuscan.
Here you go.
MSC Itama.
MSC Michele Cappellini.
Oh, the Cappellini ship.
Michael, we didn't know he was a shipbuilder.
Wow.
You have to do me a favor and send me that picture, please.
I will.
Wow.
It's Michele Cappellini.
That's all right. I'm
So,
going to
it's
take
so
it.
close. I wanted to put an A in there.
That's how he
Just
sticks his on containers.
hopefully you could get it to a point where all Toscano containers, that's a ship headed for the U.S.
Wow.
filled
Can you
with
imagine?
Toscano. Can you imagine?
That would be
They
a
wouldn't do
beautiful
that
thing.
because they wouldn't do that just because of the name. They would refuse to do it.
Well, tell them we won't accept the ship in our port.
And it
Then.
goes into Port Miami.
We're striking.
Okay, here's the question for everybody else, folks. Here you go. On this date in history, folks, October 15th, she had to visit a Los Angeles police station to be photographed and fingerprinted ahead of her hit-and-run court case. This 25-year-old singer
I know
spent
that
about 30 minutes at the station after a judge ordered her to submit to the procedures. Who is she?
What year was that, Frank?
2007.
Okay. All right, folks, let's go. Let's see. See what you got. Brandy. Madonna.
No. Oh, wait a
Britney
minute.
Spears.
Britney Spears is absolutely correct. Britney Spears had to go to
Get you, Enzo. There you go. Congratulations. Get you again. And Anthony, you were just this close, Anthony.
Anthony was just off. My buddy Anthony Malilli from my man. from Wilmington, North Carolina. Love you,
Missed
Anthony.
it by that much.
Missed it by that much.
Oh,
like
gets
some of
you
these
very
answers.
good. Congratulations, gets you.
You got Lady Gaga. I love some of these answers. The answers are pretty funny. Brandy Madonna was a good one. I'm like, wow.
I'm surprised Lindsay Lohan didn't show up in that.
Valid.
Wow.
Wow.
Again, Michael, we can't tell you enough on how much we appreciate you being here, especially you not feeling great.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, get well soon.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. So thank you.
You know, I love you guys, really and truly.
We love you too, buddy.
Thank you, man.
And you know what's a good cure for that cold? Florida.
Florida.
I was gonna say grappa, but yeah, Florida.
Oh, grappa works too.
The grappa, drink the grappa first, then go to Florida. That's all. All right, everybody.
You,
Once
Mike.
again, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, viewers. I hope you had a great time. And we'll be back next Tuesday night. Once again, same place right here.
Same bat time, same bat channels.
That's it.
Yeah, why not? It's all that. And happy Columbus Day week to everybody. Enjoy. Ciao.
Oh.
Ciao.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through.